Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 43 of Walking with the Lord and Gonzus. Good morning. Hello, my name is David Gonzalez. Yesterday we had finished off on Psalms up to 73. We read up to Psalm 73, talking about how King David was, pleading to God, and just, God again was, reassuring, hey, I'm going to be there. Things are going to get done, and things, will get done. And of course, David just giving praises and glory, to God the Father. We're going to continue on, Psalm 74, probably read up to, probably about Psalm 76 or maybe Psalm 77. But as we do, let's go ahead and get started with the reading. And here we go with Psalm 74. Oh God, why have you rejected us forever? Why is your anger so intense against the sheep of your own pasture? Remember that we are people you choose in ancient times, the tribe you redeemed as your own special possession. And remember Jerusalem, your home here on earth. Walk through the awful ruins of the city. See how the enemy has destroyed your sanctuary. There your enemies shouted their victorious battle cries. There they set up their battle standards. They chopped down the entrance like woodcutters in a forest with axes and picks. They smashed and carved paneling. They set the sanctuary on fire, burning it to the ground. They utterly defiled the place that bears your holy name. Then they thought, let's destroy everything. So they burned down all the places where God was worshipped. We see no miracle signs as evidence that you will save us. All the prophets are gone. No one can tell us when it will end. How long, O God, will you allow our enemies to mock you? Will you let them dishonor your name forever? Why do you hold back your strong right hand, unleash your powerful fist, and deliver a death blow? Oh, you, O God, are my king from ages past, bringing salvation to the earth. You split the sea by your strength and smashed the sea monsters' heads. You crushed the heads of the Leviathan and let the desert animals eat him. You caused the springs and streams to gush forth, and you dried up rivers that never run dry. Both day and night you belong to you. You made the starlight and the sun. You set the boundaries of the earth, and you make both summer and winter. See how these enemies scoff at you, Lord. A foolish nation has dishonored your name. Don't let these wild beasts destroy your doves. Don't forget your afflicted people forever. And remember your covenant promises, for the land is full of darkness and violence. And don't let the downtrodden be constantly disgraced. Instead, let these poor and needy ones give praise to your name. Arise, O God, and defend your cause. Remember how these fools insult you all day long. Don't overlook these things. Your enemies have said their uproar of rebellion grows ever louder. Psalm 75. We thank you, O God. We give thanks because you are near. People everywhere tell of your mighty miracles. God says, at the time I have planned, I will bring justice against the wicked. When the earth quakes and its people live in turmoil, I am the one who keeps its foundations firm. I warned the proud, stop your boasting. I told the wicked, don't raise your fist. Don't lift your fist in defiance at the heavens or speak with rebellious arrogance. For no one on earth, from east to west, or even from the wilderness, can raise another person up. It is God alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. I'll stop right there for a second. Again, for no one on earth, from east to west, or even from the wilderness, can raise another person up. And what David's talking about is David's talking about judging. He's talking about judgment. When you judging somebody for their actions or judging somebody for what their actions are in that situation. Here's the key. Maybe your business has no business in that situation. Sometimes, unfortunately, we tend to get ourselves involved in things that we should not be getting ourselves involved in, and we create our own turmoil from that. And that's, I think, a little bit what David's trying to say here is, for no one on earth, from east to west, or even from the wilderness, can raise another person up. It is God alone who judges, and he decides who will rise and will fall. It's pretty powerful. Let's continue. For the Lord holds a cup in his hand. It is full of foaming wine mixed with spices. He pours the wine out in judgment, and all the wicked must drink it, draining it to the dregs. But as for me, I will always proclaim what God has done. I will sing praises to the God of Israel. For God says, I will cut off the strength of the wicked, but I will increase the power of the godly. Psalm 76. God is well known in Judah. His name is great in Israel. Jerusalem is where he lives. Mount Zion is home. There he breaks the arrows of the enemy, the shield of the swords and the weapons of his foes. You are glorious and more majestic than the everlasting mountains. The mightiest of your enemies have been plundered. Now, always remember that, folks. The turmoils that come across in your life, the enemies the struggles that you may have, again, you are glorious and more majestic than everlasting mountains. The mightiest of our enemies have been plundered. God will plunder, pretty much destroy the strongest of your foes, the strongest of your enemies. They lie before us in sleep of death. No warrior could lift a hand against us. When you rebuked them, O God of Jacob, their horses and chariots stood still. No wonder you are greatly feared. Who can stand before you when your anger explodes? From heaven you sentenced your enemies. The earth trembled and stood silent before you. You stand up to judge those who do evil, O God, and to rescue the oppressed of the earth. Human opposition only enhances your glory, for you use it as a sword of judgment. Wow. Make vows to the Lord your God and fulfill them. Let everyone bring tribute to the Awesome One, for he breaks the spirit of princess. For he breaks the spirit of princess, and it is feared by the kings of the earth. Correction. Sorry about that. Psalm 77. I cry out to you, O God, without holding back. Oh, that God would listen to me. When I was in deep trouble, I searched for the Lord. All night long I pray with hands lifted toward heaven, pleading. There can be no joy for me until he acts. I think of God and I moan, overwhelmed with longing for his help. You don't let me sleep. I am too distressed even to pray. I think of the good old days, long since ended, when my nights were filled with joyful songs. I search my soul and think about the difference now.